Let's keep it real, brother. A lot of guys out here think every "I miss you" text means she's head over heels. But it doesn't. Words, they're easy. Anyone can say anything, but actions are the truth, the blueprint, the gospel. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 things women only do for the man they truly love. Not the one they're kind of into, not the one they're just entertaining, but the one who's got her heart fully, deeply, with no backup plan. Once you know these signs, you won't get caught up in empty gestures again. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And when a woman loves you, her actions are a reaction to who you are as a man. They reveal her internal state more honestly than any words ever could. Let's dive in. Number 1. She cares for you without being asked. When a woman truly loves you, something in her shifts. She becomes a quiet force behind you, supporting, noticing, giving. Not because you asked, not because you demanded, but because she wants to. She'll bring you your coffee before you even think to make it. She'll notice the fatigue in your eyes before you speak a word. She'll check in on the tiniest details, your meeting, your lunch, how you're holding up. Let me be clear. This isn't about gender roles or submission. This is about emotional depth. When a woman's heart is all in, your well-being becomes part of her heartbeat. She'll cook, clean, pray, fix, encourage, not out of obligation, but out of love. Because to her, your growth is her victory. Your peace is her peace. Your win feels like hers. But here's the truth. She won't do this for just anyone. She won't rearrange her life for a maybe. She won't fold your laundry if you're just a time filler. She won't make soup when you're sick if she's still swiping through other options. This kind of care, that quiet daily love, it only shows up when she's truly chosen you. When her walls are down and her heart's exposed. So, the next time you're wondering where you stand with a woman, don't just listen to what she says. Watch what she does when no one's watching. Because that right there is the real love letter. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When her thoughts are colored by you, her actions reflect that. And that reflection is what separates love from convenience. Number 2. She defends you when you're not around. You want to know if she loves you? Pay attention to how she speaks about you when you're not in the room. Does her face light up when your name is mentioned? Does she protect your name like it's her own? Does she stop her friends from clowning you? Does she shut down gossip, even the little digs masked as jokes? Because here's the truth. If a woman doesn't truly care, she'll stay silent. She'll let the jokes slide. She'll laugh along when someone points out your flaws. She'll nod quietly when someone says, "He's too quiet," or "He's a little intense." But a woman who loves you, she becomes your invisible shield. She'll check her closest friend without blinking. She'll say, "Don't talk about him like that." And mean it, even if it's awkward, even if it creates tension. She'll risk the comfort of the room to defend your name. Why? Because standing up for someone when they're not around, that's loyalty. That's love without applause. And in her heart, you're not just her man, you're part of her. Your reputation, your dignity, your name, it matters to her as much as her own. So, if you're ever wondering how deep her love really runs, ask yourself, what does she say about me when I'm not there? Because if she won't defend you in your absence, she doesn't deserve you in her presence. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." When she defends you, she is not anxiously dependent on what others think. She is secure in her choice, and that security is a sign of genuine love. Number 3, she becomes emotionally exclusive before the title even exists. This one's quiet. You might miss it if you're not paying attention. You think exclusivity starts with a label, that it begins when you sit down and say, "We're official now." But when a woman loves you for real, that shift happens long before the conversation. She starts ghosting the guys in her DMs, not because you told her to, but because they no longer matter. She gently distances herself from male friends who had blurry intentions. She stops going to places, saying yes to situations, or engaging in energy she knows might make you feel uneasy. Not out of fear, but out of respect. It's not about control. It's not about rules. It's about reverence. Her heart made a decision before her mouth ever said the words. She's yours even before you asked her to be. That's how you know. Not from the selfies or sweet texts, but from the quiet sacrifices she makes when no one's keeping score. And here's what makes it powerful. She's not doing any of this because you told her to. She's not changing because of pressure. She's choosing you in quiet ways every single day. In her heart, you're already her man. That's the difference. When a woman loves you, she begins to self-regulate. Not for approval, not for validation, but because the thought of risking what she's building with you, that's just not worth it. She stops posting thirst traps, not because she's insecure, but because she respects the intimacy she's forming. She doesn't accidentally end up partying with her ex's friends until 3 a.m. She doesn't keep one foot out the door just in case. Instead, you'll start to see a shift. She becomes more grounded, more private, less performative. Why? Because real love doesn't show off. It safeguards. When a woman starts protecting what you have like it's something sacred, you're not just someone she's dating, you've become the center of her emotional gravity. So, don't get distracted by a title. Pay attention to the behavior before the label. Because if she's already showing up like you're hers without a ring, without a status update, that's love. And if she's not, well, you already know the answer. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly," and the exclusivity that forms before the conversation is no exception. It is created through the accumulation of small choices, each one reinforcing the last. And as she makes those choices, she becomes more and more invested in you. Number 4, she adapts to your world without losing herself. This one, it separates the girls just passing time from the women who are all in. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't try to take over your world. She doesn't compete with your purpose. She doesn't try to shrink your passion to make room for hers. She doesn't pull you off your path just to feel more secure. Instead, she learns your rhythm. She studies your ambition like it's a language she wants to speak fluently. She finds ways to fit into your life, not by disappearing, but by complementing. She'll start to show up at your games, your shoots, your events, not as a guest, but as someone who believes in your mission. She'll learn what matters to you, not because it's her thing, but because you are. But don't get it twisted. She's not losing herself in you. She's still her own woman, still vibrant, still independent, still whole, but she chooses to build with you instead of around you. And that's rare. That's powerful. That's love with both feet in. Instead of resisting your flow, she learns how to move with you. Not to impress you, not to manipulate you, but because she's genuinely invested in understanding the man she chose. You're into late-night gym sessions. She's not rolling her eyes or guilt-tripping you. She's cool with the 11 p.m. post-workout call, listening while you talk about gains and goals because that's your space and she wants to be part of it. You're building something, grinding, focused, unavailable for 3 hours of text marathons. She gives you room to grow, not distance to drift. She shows up with presence, not pressure. And even in your silence, she finds ways to say, "I see you, I support you, I'm here." She starts asking real questions. Not just, "How was your day?" but, "What keeps you up at night? What's the vision? Who are the people guiding you?" She learns the names of your mentors, the weight behind your rituals, the quiet battles you never say out loud. But here's what sets her apart. She doesn't lose herself. She's still running her own race, still chasing her own dreams, still showing up in her full radiant identity. She doesn't vanish into your world. She integrates. She becomes the melody to your beat, adding harmony, not noise. She's not a distraction. She's not a detour. She's not looking for a life to hide in. She's looking for a man to build a life with. And brother, that right there, that's love. Not in the fireworks and roses kind of way, but in the quiet, unwavering, I choose you again and again kind of way. So if she's adjusting, sinking into your world, supporting your path without shrinking who she is, you're not just lucky. You've got something sacred because real love, it's not about control. It's about alignment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." When she adapts to your world without losing herself, she is exercising her own power. She is choosing to be with you not because she has to, but because she wants to. Number 5. She sees your darkness and stays anyway. You want to know if a woman truly loves you? Let her see the moments you usually hide. Let her witness the collapse. The night you doubted everything. The night your voice cracked. Your eyes didn't shine. They burned with pain. Most women want the highlight reel, the ambition, the masculinity, the perfectly wrapped version of you that shows up strong, funny, composed. But the one who loves you, she stays when the curtain drops. She doesn't flinch when you open the door to your shame. She doesn't run when you reveal the mistakes you regret. She doesn't collect your insecurities like weapons to be used later. She sits in the mess with you. She doesn't rush to fix it. She doesn't try to silence the storm. She holds space. She listens. She honors your silence with the same tenderness as your words. And here's the wildest part. She doesn't pity you. She respects you more because to her, vulnerability isn't weakness. It's trust. It's proof that you let her see you with the armor off. And in that space, something beautiful happens. She becomes your mirror, not just reflecting who you are, but showing you glimpses of who you're becoming. She doesn't love you despite your flaws. She loves you through them. She may challenge you. She might call you out. She'll hold you to your higher self, but never in a way that makes you feel unworthy of love just because you're still healing. Because real love doesn't demand perfection. It embraces growth. That kind of love, it's rare. It's powerful. It's the kind of loyalty that can't be imitated, can't be forced, because love isn't just proven in how someone celebrates your wins. It's revealed in how they carry your brokenness. If she stays when it's dark, not because she's scared, not because she feels trapped, but because something in her recognizes you heart to heart, soul to soul. Brother, don't take that lightly. Epictetus taught it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When she sees your darkness and stays, she is reacting from strength. She is not being controlled by your brokenness. She is choosing to walk with you through it. And that choice is what makes her love real. Number 6. She inspires you to rise without saying a word. Some women talk about change. They give you lists, ultimatums, timelines. But the woman who loves you for real, she doesn't force growth. She evokes it. You look at her, and suddenly mediocrity feels uncomfortable. You want to show up better, not to earn her love, but because being around her reminds you of who you are when you're fully alive. She doesn't need to preach to you. She is the message. Her presence alone calls you higher. She moves with grace, with strength, with purpose. And something in you says, I've got to level up. Not in a pressured way, but in a way that feels like becoming more of the man you were born to be. She'll hold you accountable. She'll believe in you before you fully believe in yourself. She'll see the potential in your chaos, the purpose in your pain, and she won't let you forget it. That's not just love. That's legacy. Because when a woman truly loves you, she doesn't just fit into your life. She helps shape the man you're becoming. And that's the kind of bond that doesn't fade. That's the kind of connection that turns ordinary men into unstoppable ones. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." When she inspires you to rise, she is helping you stop wasting your time on mediocrity. She is calling you to live fully. And that is a gift that cannot be overstated. Number 7, she gives you peace, not just passion. Anyone can give you butterflies. Anyone can light a fire, stir your desire, make your heart race for a while. But the woman who truly loves you, she brings peace. Not the boring kind. Not the silent treatment disguised as calm, but that deep soul-level stillness that says you're safe here. You don't feel like you have to perform. You don't feel like you're being tested. You don't have to guess where you stand or fear what happens when you fall short with her. Your nervous system can breathe. You're not walking on eggshells. You're not chasing validation. You're just home. That's rare because passion fades. Excitement comes and goes, but peace, that's the foundation love stands on. She'll still excite you, still challenge you, still spark every part of your being. But beneath all that, she'll offer something most can't. A space to be fully yourself without fear. And that kind of love, it doesn't just change your relationship, it changes your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you are at peace with her, your thoughts are colored by safety and trust. And that peace is what allows you to become the best version of yourself. And now I want to hear from you. Drop the word anchor in the comments. Because when a woman loves you for real, she doesn't float in and out. She doesn't drift with the wind. She roots herself in you. Solid, still, undeniable. So, if you've ever had a woman who grounded you like that, or you're still holding space for the one who will, type anchor in the comments right now. Let's see how many men out there still believe in something real. And just so you know, I'll be reading every single one because that is what this community is about. Not just learning, but sharing. Not just receiving, but giving. And when we share our stories, we remind each other that real love still exists, that it is still possible, and that it is still worth fighting for. So drop your story, drop your experience, and let's build a community of men who know what real love looks like and refuse to settle for anything less. Stay strong, stay grounded, and never forget your worth. See you in the next one.